happened to my simple little block it down and paint it job? 68 Camaros behind us. Let's see what's going on. As she sits right now, we've gone ahead and walnut shelled the 68 Camaro. You're probably wondering why. Well, after a few solvent sensitivity tests done by both us and the B.A.S.F lab in Ohio, it was found out that the car had solvent sensitive primers or lacquer primers on it, all the way down to what was sitting on top of the metal. And so we all know that you can't do a paint job on top of a lacquer product, so this has become a complete do. So let me show you what's happened. At this point, we've gone ahead and done our metal prep, and you saw that in the last Thunderbird video. And then what you're looking at here are all the parts. We've already gone through, done our metal prep, went ahead and sanded it down with 150 first to clean it, and then 80 to give the metal a tooth for the epoxy primer to sit on. So the epoxy primer we use is DE15. It's Diamond's product. It's an epoxy primer. It takes an activator and some reducer. We go ahead and shoot one coat of that down, and then shoot a glazerite coat down on top of it. Now the glazerite is just a high build primer surfacer, but we go ahead and put that on top of the epoxy because it makes it easier to sand. And in areas like the jams, they'll be ready for paint, anywhere where there won't have to be any bodywork. So like always, when you get a car stripped down, you can really see what it's made out of, and of course we found a little bit of metal work to do on it. But other than that, we're going to try and get this car back into shape and ready for paint so we can get on with the project. Well, we're done metal prepping the car, and after having gone through and prepped the entire thing, I can tell you that it really makes me miss the days of when we used to dip them. But now we're going to go through with some 150 on the DA and clean the metal up. I use the 150 first because it really cleans it up quickly, and then I'll go back over it with some 80 to give that metal a real tooth for the epoxy primer to stick to. Make sure you're always wearing your protection, and you gotta wear gloves at this point. You can't be touching the metal until you get it sealed. Okay, we're all in the prep area. We've got our car all prepped and ready for primer, and we're about to start going through with wax and grease remover, paper towels to clean it up. Make sure you wear your glove protection. And something kind of cool is we're gonna demo the new solder gun. I've used it once already. This is a solder spray gun. It's a primer gun, I should say. It's a 1.7 tip. This gun lays it out effortlessly. It's a badass primer gun. But I think it's like, I don't know what the retail is, but I think my price on it is like $350 or something. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and shoot the rest of this car inside and out with it. So we'll get our demo's worth out of it. And when you're wiping these cars down, make sure you wipe them until all the oxide comes off. You want to wipe them until you get no more of that. So a lot of people might think I'm crazy going through all this to metal prep. Let me tell you, it's probably the most important part of the job. Anybody can put a shiny paint job on. But when you think about the fact that this step right here, the prepared metal, everything that sits on top of that is based upon that. So if you're going to skimp on this step, why bother going through the thousands of dollars it's going to cost to refinish it? And I know a lot of fabricators just go ahead and they'll hit it with the acid, and then I've heard of them, some of them just leaving it in the acid, some of them wiping the car down with transmission fluid and everything. And to tell you the truth, I can't say whether that's right or wrong because I don't know who's to judge what someone else has going. But for us here at Photo Finish, we're mostly known for our paint job. This is the most important step. And so let's say I'm going to replace this quarter panel right here on the car. It doesn't matter if I've already gone ahead and sealed it because I'll just strip the areas that are affected. It's not a big deal. If I got to do a little patch or something, I'll just strip that area, do the patch, and then the rest of the car isn't sitting there rusting. Okay, so here's the car all in primer, and at this point what we'll do is we'll get our game plan as to what kind of metalwork and bodywork we want to do on it. From there we'll get with our client and see where the 68 Camaro is headed. We're going to go ahead and end this video right there. Thanks for checking out, and remember, if you're not doing it for the quality, then why are you doing it? We'll see you next time.